Well, hi everybody. We've got some great excitement in store for you, as you may be aware, because we're going to solve some linear equations. And boy, oh boy, am I excited, because by the time I'm finished with this, I think that if you're a little bit afraid of these linear equations, well, you might start by feeling like this, but by the time we're finished, you're going to feel like this. Isn't that great? So, let's get cracking and see if we can solve some of these little beasts. My goodness, they look nasty, don't they? Well, I don't think they're nasty at all. I think they're very friendly. So let's do a couple for you, and then I'll get you to pause the video and do a couple on your own, and then we'll see how you went, okay? Now, what's the first one? Well, we've got 5y equals 3y plus 3. And what do we have to do? We want to know what y is. Why, oh why do we want to know y? Well, we do. So, here is the key. This is the key to solving for y. It's the scales of justice. Well, isn't that interesting? Now, this is what you do. We picture it like the scales of justice, so that we have 5y on one side and we have the 3y plus 3 on the other. And of course they're equal, so that's why the scales are balanced, you see. Now, what we want to do, the game is to keep both sides equal and to get y by itself as well. That's what we do, and it is a fun game, let me tell you. So, what do you see? Now, you've got to decide firstly, which side do I want the y's to be on in the end, and which side do I want the numbers to be on? That is also very, very important. Now, what we do now is we decide, okay, I've got to get the y's on the left, and I've got to get the numbers on the right. So what is it that's on the right that I don't want? Can you see? I don't want that 3y on the right because he's in the wrong place. So I'm going to take off 3y from both sides. I have to do it to both sides, otherwise my scales won't stay balanced. Now, what happens when I do that? Well, we've got 2y left on the left, and we've got 3 left on the right. Well, that's considerably easier for us to see what y might be now. So, it then becomes a very simple matter to say, well, if 2 lots of y equals 3, what would 1 lot of y be? And we can divide both sides by 2. That little game is called the game of opposites, because 2y is 2 times y. That's what gives us the clue to divide by 2, because dividing is the opposite of times. Isn't this fun? Well, now what do we get? Y is 3 over 2. My goodness. I think Mr. Box is champing at the bit to tell us that that's finished now. Hello, Mr. Box. You're a good man. And thank you so much. Well, I think that has been very exciting. We sorted it out, didn't we, guys? We got y equals 3 over 2. Wow. Buoyed with this confidence, let's have another go. Now, I'm going to skip to number D now to do a brackety one. Okay, and then you're going to do B and C, and then we'll see how we went. Okay, let's do D. What have we got? We've got, these nasty brackets. Well, I think we'll just get rid of those, and we'll decide which side the x's go and which side the numbers go. What have I done there? Well, you see the 2 outside that left-hand side bracket is multiplied by both of those terms in there. That's what that bracket means, okay? And similarly for the 4 on the right-hand side, that's multiplied by both the x and the 7. So that's allowed me to rewrite that as you see it, okay? Now, guys, which side is our x side? Well, it looks like Mr. Computer solved the problem for us. And which side is our number side? Very good. Now let's work out who are the ones we want to get off, the sides that they're on, because they're in the wrong spot. Yes, I think he's a good candidate to get rid of, don't you? Righto, let's play the game of opposites. He's a plus 4x. If there's no plus written there, in front of him, we know he's a plus, because we just can't be bothered writing plus all the time. because it gets a bit annoying. So let's just take him away from both sides and just get rid of him on the right hand side in the process, as you will see. So what do I get? I get 2x minus that 4x on the left hand side plus the 6 that was already there equals 4x minus 4x plus 28 on the right. Now, watch what happens now. You see, on the right-hand side, if you have a plus something and then you take it away again, you get nothing. So that's what we were trying to do. The game of opposites has come through for us again. So let's clean that up a bit now. The left-hand side will be minus 2x because we've got a tug of war between the plus 2x and the minus 4x, which means the minus team wins by 2. And we've got minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 28. Okay, guys, now which one is the next thing we don't want? Well, the left-hand side is the x side, and I can see a number there. So we're going to get rid of him by the game of opposites. We're going to subtract him from both sides. And let's do it. Well, there we are. And let's clean it up now. What happens? What can I cancel now? Yes, that's 6 from the left-hand side. Plus 6 and minus 6 gets back to exactly nothing. Okay? And we get minus 2x is equal to, and the right-hand side is 22. Okay, now finally down to the x terms on the left and the number terms on the right. It's time for the final knockout punch now. Okay, now we can see that that left-hand side is minus 2 times x. So we want to get rid of that minus 2. We just want Mr. X by himself. And we've got a times there. So what is the opposite? The game of opposites? What is the opposite of times? It's, yes, divide. So we're going to divide both sides by minus 2. Okay, let's do that. My goodness. Now, we're going to have a cancel-a-thon again. Now, the 2's cancel out. And we look at the signs, you see. We've got the same sign on the numerator and on the denominator of the left-hand side. And when the signs are the same, the answer is just a single plus. And the left-hand side, similarly, the signs are different. And when the signs are different, the answer comes out to be a single minus. So, that's very exciting. Let's see what we get. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Wait a minute. So, therefore, if you finish that off, guys, I must have forgot to finish it. So, you finish it off for me, okay? So, what do we get? We would get x equals, what would it be? Minus, I can hear you saying it, what's 22 divided by 2? 11. So x would be minus 11. Well done and good upon you. Okay? Very good. Now, it's time for you to have a go now. So I want you to have a shot at number B for you and me. And you pause the video now, please, and have a go at it, and then play me again when you're ready, and we'll see what you got and how it was. Okay, bye for now. Oh, you've pushed the play button again. Well, thank you for doing that. Now I can start speaking again. Let's do B for you and me, okay? We'll write it out. Here it comes. Okay, now, which side is your x side? And by the way, I've done it on the left-hand side. It doesn't matter which side you pick. You can pick the right-hand side for the x side if you wanted to, but that's just the way I like to do it. Okay, so now you've got to work out which terms you don't want on the respective sides. So, let's see. I'm going to get rid of the minus 4x on the right because it's not a number, and I'm going to get rid of the plus 5 on the left-hand side because it's not an x term. It's as simple as that. And then when I'm finally down to having things on the correct sides, I'll hit it with my final knockout punch. Okay, here comes the game of opposites. What are we going to do? Oh, yes, it's lots of fun. Of course it is. Now, okay, we've got a minus 4x on the right. So what's the opposite of minusing something? Yes, it's plussing it. So we're going to add 4x to both sides. Yes? Let's do that. So we've got 7x plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 2 minus 4x plus 4x. Now, can you feel a cancel coming on? Oh, I'm quivering at the thought of it. Yes, there it is. So now our right-hand side is much friendlier, and let's clean up our left-hand side. 11x plus 5 is equal to 2. Okay, now which is the next term for us to get rid of, guys? Which doesn't belong? Yes, it's the plus 5. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Let's do it. 11x plus 5 minus 5 equals plus 2 minus 5. Now, where's the cancelling going to be now? Come on, can you see? Of course you can. There it is. And we get 11x is equal to minus 3. See the tug of war? The plus 2 team and the minus 5 team, and the minus team win by 3. Now, we're going to have it hit it with our final knockout punch here. We've got 11 times x is minus 3. What is the opposite of timesing? Dividing. So we're going to divide both sides by 11. And we're going to get 11x over 11 equals minus 3 over 11. Cancel, cancel. Good work. And we're going to get x is minus 3 over 11. Mr. Box? Oh, thank you, Mr. Box. You're such a gem, Mr. Box. Now, don't you feel good about that? Okay, now your final assignment is coming. I want you to pause me again and do C for you and me this time, okay? All right, pause me now. Bye for now. Well, hello again. You've pushed play again. So how did you go? Was it okay? Well, let's see how you went, okay? Right, there it is. Now, I'm going to get rid of those pesky brackets for a start so I can see what I'm doing. So it's 3 times x. Oh, no, the first thing I'm going to do is work out which side I want. For what? That's the x side, that's the number side, and now let's get rid of the pesky oh, good heavens. That's what I'm doing. Yes, I'm just explaining to you that that's how I get rid of the pesky brackets. I multiply 3 by x and I multiply 3 by 1 and everything's good. So let's now finally do it. Ah, that's good. Now, okay, so which terms do you want to get rid of, guys? Come on, which is first? Well, I like to get rid of the x term off the wrong side first. And what is the game of opposites? We're going to add the jolly thing. There we go. Very good. Now let's do it. So we're adding 2x to both sides, and we're going to cancel those guys. Yes, goodbye, Mr. 2x's. We don't want you anymore. Well, no offence, of course. Now we're going to clean up. 5x plus 3 is 14. How exciting. We're nearly there, but there is another term we have to get rid of before the final knockout punch. That one. Yes, Mr. 3. We're going to fix you. We're going to minus him, because that's the game of opposites, aren't we? We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. And what happens? 5x plus 3 minus 3 is 14 minus 3. Yes, goodbye, Mr. 3. And we've got 5 times x is equal to 11 on the right-hand side. Now, what is the opposite of timesing? Of course, it's dividing. So now we're going to divide both sides by 5. And what do we get? Okay, cancel, cancel. Very excellent. And where does that leave us? X equals 11 over 5. And I think Mr. Box is going to give us the final crowning triumph. Thank you, Mr. Box. So x was 11 over 5. And you don't have to make that any simpler. That's perfectly adequate. In other words, it was 2 1/5, but who really wants to put it in that awkward format? That's good enough for us, guys. So, that's the end of our little session. So the scales of justice are just the most marvellous things, and they're very friendly. And when you use them carefully, it will make you feel like a star. But of course you are a star. You really are. So thank you so much. If you didn't get some of that, just go back and have another look, and I'm sure you will get it. Okay, well, thanks for listening to my little presentation, and bye-bye for now. Bye.